Welcome to Center Heist Production. This is a special episode, which actually I had covered yesterday, but I had to do two reruns of yesterday's episode, and I ended up missing this because it was in the original. Anyhow, please hit the likes and subscribe. We'd muchly appreciate it. We also have our co-host here, Bob Gainey. This is kind of fitting that he's here for this, since he was the GM of Montreal at the time that this gentleman was drafted. This episode is going to be an odd one because I'm a Habs fan and a Habs channel, making tribute to Patrice Bergeron. I meant to put it out there yesterday. Patrice, I have to congratulate you on a phenomenal career. You were one of a kind in this last generation. We don't see the defensive specialist forwards made anymore. Not to this caliber. And through through the years of when you got drafted, you were, up until yesterday, one of a kind. And I had special regards for Patrice Bergeron. He was my favorite player in today's hockey, to be quite frank with you. Even though I'm a Habs fan, we had nothing on our team that came close to Patrice Bergeron. What a class act this individual was. You were a class act, Patrice. You deserve a great retirement. Everybody should tip their hats off to him. I'm sure Cam Neely will retire this number because this was a phenomenal draft. Who knew? And I sit here and I even asked Bob, you were the GM of the Habs at the time. What happened? I'm thinking scouting staff missed on this, although who would have thought? I mean, being as late, I believe in the second round that he was drafted, or was it the third? Anyhow, it was quite late. Nobody saw it, because this guy should have been picked up in the first round. Should have been the number one pick in my books. He was the best player in the entire draft. That was a good year, 2003, of a draft year. But Patrice Bergeron turned out to be the best player in that draft. And I'll say, like Bob, I understood he went with one of the Constitans, Alex Consistent, I believe. And yeah, you could see he went for him for the offense, but Patrice had it all. Came through in the right times, was a playoff guy, was a team guy, two-way forward like Bob. And, it was great to follow the cycles because these guys are never given the credit due. Even though Bob Gainey was, said by Victor Tikkinen, I'm saying his name, Tikhonov. Anywho, that's what Tikhonov, I believe it's Tikhonov, the coach of the Russians at the time, who rated Bob Gainey as number one. But as the years went on, Gainey never got the credit. Guy Carbonneau, who became the next guy after Gainey, never got the credit. Mike Keane never got the credit. You could say Mike Keane at a little bit of a lesser level, but still was one of them. And then next came Patrice Bergeron, who really, in my books, I always said he should have been a Hab. Always dreamt of this guy being with us. And true to his nature, class act, I mean, what can you say? Of course he wasn't going to leave Boston. He was true to his team. And those guys you got to give credit to. And he played his whole career there. Got his Stanley Cup. 6 selfies, which, I mean, like I say, you got to understand, too, when Patrice was here, there was nobody doing that job in the league. So, back prior to him, you had a lot of challengers. There were several guys doing this job, and it seems like it's been a forgotten brand of hockey to be played. It's selfless. Like I say, they are totally team players. These guys, true leaders. And you're a class act, Patrice. Like I say, you were the only guy in this last generation. The closest thing to you, I think, was, to be quite honest, was probably Jonathan Toews. And he still, and he would have been my second choice if I was picking a team today. Patrice Bergeron, at his prime in this generation, he would have been my first pick. Was my favorite player because you've got to have these guys. They're one of a kind. They put everything on the line. They are so unselfish. It's incredible. And a class act, who would you want your kids looking up to? Patrice. Total gentleman, total, showed the essence of what it meant to be uh, a representative for the young kids coming up. He understood his role, the responsibility. And I hope we see it again because, to be quite frank, I don't know who the next shutdown guy is going to be. We got some indications coming here and there, but there's real no clear out like there is with Patrice. Uh, it's like I say, it's a brand of hockey that scares. Yes, you get some guys that can play the two-way game, but to be so exceptional, and that's why he won the six selfies. There was no one else doing this. It was forgotten after the great Canadians that did it. The Gainey, who was phenomenal, and in his generation there was a lot more players in the league doing this. So it was a challenge, and the one who started it in my books was who Gainey got the torch from, was Jean Beliveau. So it goes from John to me. It goes from Jean Beliveau, Bob Gainey, Guy Carbonneau, Mike Keane. It was always a Montreal Canadian thing to have these great shutdown guys. And then we lost out. We missed out on drafting Patrice. Although, like I say, I guess you bring it down to hit and misses. We weren't the only ones that missed hitting on Patrice Bergeron. Unique, but it would have been perfect French player. This is the type of guy it would have been A1 to get and represent the French uh, movement in Quebec. This would have been the guy. And I always dreamt, like last, when Hughes came in and he was trying to get him here, I was so praying, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. And I think a lot of us old timers, we were praying for it because we love this guy. And all I can say is, Patrice, you are a class act. It's Michael Donald is the one who drafted him, which is amazing because he did not have a great drafting record. So he got a gem finally, and this shows the difference because when Gainey was drafting, he drafted. They did draft the Habs draft a little better, and same with Sarah Savard, but they missed on a few guys. It just shows you against those guys that not so easy to pick out of the crowd. And as bad as O'Connell was, he actually hit a home run on that one. And what can you say? Because this was a guy. I mean, you dreaded. You knew when he came to play Montreal, he was going to be a problem for us, and he always was. The leadership he instilled in that squad was incredible. I think he's the guy who actually truly made Brad Marchand who Marchand is. And I think Marchand, great words from Marchand and Krejci, there'll never be anybody to replace. And they're right. You can't replace guys like this. I know when it happened to us when we lost Gainey, we lost Carbonneau and Keane. You can't replace these guys, and we never did. This is a hard thing, so it's kind of scary. So for the Bruins, this is bad, bad news. For the Habs, this is great news because I hate to say it, he was so damn good against us. And playoff contender, true champion. Uh, I can't say more than enough, and I had to do this tribute. Like I said, I had it in my original copy of yesterday's episode. I had retaped that a couple times and forgot that piece in it. So I just thought I would make a special, and a lot of people can give me flack for it. I don't care. To me, Patrice Bergeron always should have been a Montreal Canadian. And it's no wonder, when Cam got to the scene, Cam was not letting this guy go. Cam knew this was the heart and soul of Boston Bruins. It's funny because, when you watch Gainey leave, GMing Montreal, it was like Cam Neely and the Bruins took the Habs' ways, and they did all the drafting the way we used to. Knew how to build teams. They took the page out of the Habs page. So all I can say is congratulations, Patrice. It is a sorry moment to see you go. As a Habs fan, it's kind of I hate to say it, a relief because I don't know who's going to have the next Patrice Bergeron in the league. That's really hard to say. And everybody's got their work cut out because these guys don't grow on trees. Great job, buddy. You were a class act, underrated. Everybody I've seen specialize in this position of being a two-way forward, the defense specialist. They don't grow on trees. They're one of a kind. They're hard to come by. And when it was this last generation, Patrice was the only one. And maybe you could have said Sid a little bit, but I found Sid was just a different style. To me, Patrice, defense specialist wise, whereas Crosby had more of the scoring touch aspect. Could play a great 200-foot game, but overall the best 200-foot guy was Patrice Bergeron. No and ifs and buts or what. Not even close for me. Class act, congrats, buddy. And yeah, you Bruins fans, you should be in mourning. And I heard there was a radio station over in Boston slamming Patrice Bergeron. Are you out of your caught picking mind? This guy is the reason you were so damn good for the last 30 years, like within that range, since 2003, let's say. This was a changing of the guard in the Bruins organization, and what a difference he made. Just phenomenal. So congrats. I have to tip my hat off because in this generation, Patrice, you were my fave, and I always said you should have been a Montreal Canadian. Anyway, now maybe we have a chance. I hate to say that. It's all in love, brother. But you deserve the tribute. I'm going to put a tribute out there to you because you well earned it. Just not enough. Again, you were the only guy I seen in this last generation play that style. So, God bless you, Patrice. The best to you and your family. Enjoy your retirement. I hope life is good to you because you were such a role model. Great job, buddy. I hope you stay in hockey somehow. I hope somehow. I hope the Habs get you within their organization. That's my wish. But I'm sure Cam Neely will try to do something there. He's not a. He was the beginning of the Bruins turnaround when he played, and Patrice was right automatically a great after. So these are class acts. Anyway, great job, buddy. Hope for the best for you. God bless you and your family. I hope nothing but the best. And to the Bruins fans, you should be in mourning. And to the NHL, there should be a tribute to this guy in Boston. You need to retire Patrice's number, and you need to do a special presentation to hang that jersey up, hang that number, retire it. He needs a special night that should be Bergeron night in Boston. God bless you. Thank you, Bert. It might have been a little longer than I planned, but you know what? You deserve it, Patrice. And to the Canadians fans, oh well, you can give me some flack, but this guy deserved it. I just think it was well deserved. So, thank you for joining me, following me. Please hit the likes and subscribes. Let's please get 100 likes. We're trying to get ourselves to, let's get to the 1,000. We really want to get to at least 1,000 subscribers. It would be nice. I won't say off season, but that's my goal. Thank you for those who are subscribed and following me. And to those liking, thank you very much. But please hit the likes. You could use them. We got interesting stuff, a different look upon what's going on in the game because we have a lot of years behind us. And so anyway, we bring a different perspective to the game. So, all the best, Patrice. This is yours. God bless you. And hit the likes. Where does the puck drop first? Here at Center Ice Productions. And tell your friends and family. Hit the likes and subscribes. And thank you, Heisomaniacs. God bless. See you in the next episode.